Hello everyone, JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City match analysis, this time analysing match day 3, the away match at the Vitality Stadium between AFC Bournemouth and Manchester City. But in my preview, I wanted Manchester City to make a response after the disappointment of the home draw against Tottenham Hotspur last week. VAR dominating, this time wanted City to make a response, be professional, pick up the 3 points any way necessary, and then just move on from there and try and put some pressure on at the top. And that is ultimately what has happened. So I'm going to analyse everything that happened in the game, ways forward, what went well, what didn't go so well. Also look at our opposition to Bournemouth and draw up some conclusions. So we're going to crack on with the video in just one moment. Make sure though, like always, if you're interested, press that red button, subscribe, press the bell, put your push notifications on. On the stride towards 5,000 subscribers. We're just under 200 subscribers away, so any help towards that would be much appreciated. If you are interested in the content and Manchester City videos and football videos, then make sure you stay tuned for that. Go check out my social media links too. You can find them in description below and popping up on screen. And also make sure you leave your thoughts in the comments below for this victory at the Vitality Stadium, and also leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. So we're going to have a look at the teams first and look at the unpredictable Pep Guardiola and the team that he put out. Now, I was surprised that Ciao didn't start in this game. We went with Walker and Zinchenko instead. Okay, I was surprised again that Rodri didn't start. We went with Gundogan. I thought we'd be going with a little bit of cover for the defence here, playing a high line. You're always going to look for players to make making runs to snuff out danger. Rodri's made improvements game after game after game. He's got better. We're not playing every 3 days, so I thought Rodri would have gone in this game, but turns out he didn't. Wanted him to have a little bit of a rest, so okay, fair enough. But I'm surprised that Fernandinho didn't come in instead of going for Gundogan, which to me didn't work, and brought Rodri on so much more comfortable in my opinion in the second half. Whether that was down to Rodri or whether Bournemouth are just tired because it's so incredibly warm at the moment in the UK, yeah, I don't know. Make your own presumptions with that. But went with Bernardo Silva out wide, which I'm again surprised. I thought Mahrez might have started in this game, but there we go. Went with David Silva instead. David Silva had a fantastic game. We'll speak more about that in just one moment. Gabriel Jesus, though, unfortunately has picked up a hamstring injury. It's been confirmed by City on Twitter before the game. So we're expecting him back after the international break. Hamstring injury, depending on how serious it is, normally around 4 to 6 weeks out injured. So we'll probably be seeing him some point, probably you'd think somewhere towards the end of September, probably at the very least, which is very unfortunate because Jesus has done well. So instead, we've got Aguero starting, probably you'd think for the next few games. Allows him to get into his stride. Scored a couple of goals in this game, so yeah, not all bad. For Bournemouth, though, they went with Fraser and King occupying the space. I was very surprised that Harry Wilson didn't start in this game, and I can't explain why. I thought he would have. He didn't. He had a very good game in the last game. I thought he'd have started, but there we go. They went with Callum Wilson up front instead. They had Ake playing. He was kind of occupying and roaming around the defence and the midfield, so I thought there was just going with a little bit more cover for the defence in front into the midfield, so I was expecting Bournemouth to be sitting very deep in this game. So I was looking for an early goal, Man City, to look to try and break it down, but as the first half got going, it weren't really like that. Bournemouth actually playing very well. Didn't have a shot in the last game that we played at the Vitality Stadium last season. This time, 1 minute in, they had a shot, and actually, well saved by Edison, straight down his throat, but an early chance for Bournemouth. I felt like probably should have been doing a little bit better, creating space, City backing off. It was reminiscent of the Tottenham goal. Remember, the players just backing off, shoot, and there's the goal. Edison this time gets his position right, so nice to see that rectified and tested after a minute. The Premier League for you. But didn't take City too long to get into their stride, though. We're always looking for goals in the first 15 minutes. It happened, thank God. Manchester City end up coming through. Zinchenko low balling. Kevin De Bruyne miskicks it straight to Sergio Aguero. Takes one touch onto his left foot, pokes it home. Actually, a very cute finish here from Sergio Aguero. It's quite easy to be able to just put too much bend onto the ball. He doesn't. He just literally just taps it. Ends up finding its way, and very difficult to be able to save, and actually a really good goal for Manchester City, and ended up, yeah, putting us into the lead. Bournemouth did have chances. It wasn't just that first minute chance here. I mean, Smith missed a very good opportunity. Edison rushing out, ends up the ball smacking him in the face and luckily going over the bar. But Bournemouth did have chances in this game. Edison making 1 or 2 changes, rushing out of his goal, making things happen. Balls over the top. The pace was causing Man City a lot of problems when Harry Wilson came on later into the second half. Came on, by the way, because Charlie Daniels went off on a stretcher. So hoping his injury isn't too serious, and hope he is okay. But all in all, yeah, opportunities were being created by Bournemouth. It's difficult for Bournemouth to be able to create opportunities for City's high line, and they put you under so much pressure. But they were doing it, in my opinion, too easily in this game, and it's a cause for concern. No offence to Bournemouth, I think they're a very good team, but teams that have extremely good, exceptional, world-class players. So Tottenham, Champions League finalists, obviously punished us last week, and there's more quality in the Premier League. I mean, Bournemouth's got lots of quality in their team. Like I said, no disrespect, but there's teams out there that have got an abundance of quality in their teams, and it concerns me with how much space, how much time, and how much we're allowing teams just to be able to dictate and not having to do much to be able to create a lot, if you get where I'm coming from, and is a cause for concern. Luckily, City did get a second goal. Raheem Sterling ended up finding the net. It was a well-placed pass. I think it was from David Silva, who just played exceptional in this game. Finds in, Raheem Sterling makes one touch, looked like he'd just taken it a little bit too far, which just allowed him actually just to put a little bit of, well, no power onto the shot and into the back of the net, really make it 2-0. And just before half-time, to keep things interesting, Laporte clumsily maybe bringing down one of the Bournemouth players. Free kick, central to goal. Harry Wilson likes a free kick. Did a good season last week had a good season last year at Derby County. Harry Wilson steps up. He's a good free kick taker. Ends up unsavable for Edison, putting it into the back of the net. Central to goal. Disappointing that we brought him down, but when you're putting it in off the frame of the goal, there isn't a lot you can do. Edison might be disappointed. It's his near post. Takes a little step to his right before going to his left, but when it's hitting the woodwork, it's you stand near enough, nil chance of saving it, and I don't think any keeper would have saved it. So, like I said, kept it interesting. So, half-time, David Silva excellent. Zinchenko were doing very well. Bournemouth looked far too open at times for Man City's midfield when they was giving us space in the middle because they was too busy preoccupying our wingers. It was working well for City, and when they were coming central, the Bournemouth players, it was allowing too much space on the outside for Manchester City, so was able to create some good opportunities in this game. And I imagine, I would have thought they're looking for it to be a little bit tight. It was a little bit simple for City, but with City, because they create lots of opportunities, that if you're willing to have a go at City, you'll create your own opportunities, and Bournemouth did that, and absolutely fair play to them, got their goal for it too. Lovely finish by Sergio Aguero. Raheem Sterling doing bits this season for Man City, absolutely fantastic. But like I said, little bits of improvement, looking for Laporte not to make that stupid challenge. Edison on a yellow card needlessly, Walker on a yellow card needlessly too. Yeah, that's room for improvement here for Manchester City. I just look for us to be a little bit tighter, a little bit more cautious, and just be as sensible and as careful and as patient as possible going into the second half, which ultimately is what happened, and that's what ultimately got City over the line here. Now, second half, quite a boring second half, if I'm completely honest. Big talking point, David Silva's brought down. His foot is stood on in the penalty area. Referee says straight away no penalty. You can see why he said no penalty. VAR has a look this time. Hooray, they had a look at this time. It misses the ball, steps on the man, the player goes down. It's clumsy. VAR doesn't overrule the referee. They've already said VAR. They don't want to overrule the referee. They want it to be clear and obvious. Now, to me, VAR works if it's done properly. And the biggest problem I've had with VAR is you've got Premier League officials in charge of VAR, and their officiating is terrible, and that is me putting it, well, lightly. That's me just being nice, basically. The standard of officiating is terrible. Champions League, that gets given. Outside the box, that gets given. To me, it's a penalty. If I was against City, I'd be disappointed, and I'd be thinking, why have you stepped on him and given the referee and VAR an excuse to even do that? Remember the match against Schalke last season, tugging shirts? To me, I was like, oh, God. To the rules, it's a penalty. Why have you done that? It's really frustrating. Have a moan about it. And it's the same situation, but we don't seem to be getting the rub of the green with VAR. But if anything, it was a positive impact for City. This time it didn't happen in the last minute. It allowed Man City the ruthlessness there just to go and seal the game, because the ball came forward. Rodri obviously came on in the second half with Gundogan. Ball turns out straight to Aguero, gets a brace, puts it to 3-1, 2-goal cushion. City see it out nice and comfortable. Full time 3-1 to Manchester City, and a good response. Now I'm just going to check the stats dead quickly. I'm not expecting this to be too extravagant, really. 74% possession for City, 26 for Bournemouth. 19 shots in total for City, 5 on targets. A little bit disappointing with on targets, the total shots. There we go, but 3 goals, that's most important. We had 10 shots on target, 2 goals last week. This time 5 shots on target, half that, and already scored more. Being clinical, always what we're looking for. 10 shots for Bournemouth, 7 on target. Though we're disappointed, like I said, to put just 1 of them away. More blocked shots from Man City, 245 passes from Bournemouth, 71% pass completion rate, 89% pass completion rate from City, much better. 725 passes made. Key passes 18 for City, 6 to Bournemouth. Clear-cut chances created, 1 for Bournemouth, putting their goal away. And Man City creating 4 clear-cut chances, scoring 3. City putting less crosses in, surprisingly, but meeting more crosses in the game, putting 10 in, whereas with Bournemouth putting 14, connecting with 1, City connecting with 6. More corners for City, more offsides, natural. Didn't even have Jesus playing and we're still having more offsides. City, very interestingly, had more tackles. Bournemouth made 10 attempts at tackles, 70%, so 7 tackles ended up coming off. Whereas City made 15, so that's 5 more than Bournemouth, and connecting with 12, 80% tackle rate. That's absolutely fantastic. More interceptions for Bournemouth, more blocks, more clearances, more headed clearances for City, and surprisingly, more saves for Ederson to make in this game. Like I said, Bournemouth created some opportunities, did have their chances, and a better team with City allowing so much space may well have punished us. That ultimately didn't happen. Now, time for my JSGC man of the match. To me, David Silva had an absolutely fantastic game, making a milestone appearance for Manchester City. He's a fantastic player. His game suited him. City dominating in possession. It was just brilliant. Like I said, Bournemouth didn't know whether to go central and close City down or go out wide. When they were doing one, City were going to the other. And David Silva was just like fine wine. Absolutely fantastic in this game. Like I said before, Zinchenko had a very good game. Aguero scoring 2. Very unlucky to miss out on my man of the match. But I just wanted to appreciate just how good David Silva was. Now, for Bournemouth, played much better than they did last season. They're going to look Bournemouth, probably, you'd think, looking just to try and put their chances away. Wilson's, both of them, Harry and Callum Wilson, look very good in this game. The pace looked good too, causes City problems, just need to put their chances away. But it's difficult creating opportunities. It's warm in the UK. We're talking 80, 85 degrees. We're not too used to that. And when you're running around for 90 minutes, it is very difficult for both sets of players. So creating opportunities, you need to, when you're going up against City, put your chances away. For City, nice to see Cancelo make his debut, even if it is in the 91st minute, but there we go. City just need to work on basically their focus, not bringing players down when they've got a good free kick specialist there needlessly and allowing them back into the game. It's one of them games where we didn't need to let Bournemouth back into this game, and it's something, if our full concentration was there, wouldn't have happened, and we allowed them a route back into the game. Luckily, second half, we were a lot better with the possession, a lot better and looked a lot more comfortable, particularly when Rodri came on to see out the win. So yeah, we're up to second, 7 points from 3 games, not too bad a start. Bournemouth, they'll feel a bit unlucky. I'm happy with the 3 points. We're moving on to next week at the Etihad Stadium, a match against Brighton, looking for our first home win of the season. So there we go, that's been the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Go and check out my social media links if you so wish. Links to them are in description below or popping up on screen if you want to go and follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoy this video, and make sure you subscribe if you're new around here. And I'll see you all again for the next Manchester City and football video. So I'll see you then. So it's been JSGC. Hope you'll have a wonderful rest of your bank holiday weekend. 3 points. Peace. Ciao for now. Job done.